And then one of my favorite sayings is, if you're stuck, throw yourself up against the ceiling. Look at things from a different perspective. If something isn't working, change the way you're looking at it. Change where you're having your brainstorm. Change the way you're doing your brainstorm. Change the people you're doing the brainstorming with. Pull in other characters. You know, speak to people on the ground. Change the way you brainstorm. And then this is also quite a powerful statement, is put your audience's phone in your hand with your finger over the retweet button. Would you share the content? Would the person that you've brainstormed share the content? And I think we forget to do that. We become so used to broadcasting messages that we forget to engage with the audience. And we forget that we're not there to advertise to them. It's not what social media was created for. Social media was not created to advertise. Social media was created to converse. It was made for college students to talk to one another. I think we need to go back to that ground basic. I know it's quite an oxymoron with me saying it wasn't built for advertising and I wanted to advertise. I get that. I can see the irony. But the use and back to our first point, what is the role of social media? Social media was created for us to talk with one another. Does that make sense? So before I close off with my last slide, now that we've come full circle back to the role of social media, how are we going to change the perception? Just want to throw around some ideas here internally, because I didn't make a slide for that. But let's think about some ideas. How you were saying we need to change the culture around getting involved in the mob justice and stuff. And I think it's going to take a hell of a lot of work to do that, because we're so entrenched in that mob mentality. Because we're so quick to attack a personality that we don't know. We're so quick to attack a DJ or a TV personality or a news station, jump on board with Walter Palmer. We're so quick to get involved that we don't think about the consequences. So I think the first step for you guys when it comes to social media, because that's where it starts at the moment, unfortunately, that mob mentality comes off social, is re-entrenching into your students' minds the dangers and the consequences of using social media. Show them the examples. Don't let them learn the hard way. They need to understand that when you're using social media, there's a certain responsibility behind it. And about building your personal brand. You are what you eat, you are what you speak. Whatever you are taking in and putting out is how people are going to perceive you. And that's where your challenge starts. And how you're going to change the perception is by making sure they understand the responsibility. Hello. Hi.
So, I was asking about YouTube earlier. There's so many different platforms that spring up. The moment we're not focusing on all of them, I want to ask you, the other one was Periscope. That's now become a new platform. How relevant is Periscope? Because that seems to just be growing, but I don't know if it's dipping.
Yeah. I'll only know the real-time figures when they launch social media landscape, because there's always a misperception that one brand might be growing quite big and then it isn't. So I've tried to find numbers for that and Snapchat, and they haven't released numbers. So I don't have the exact numbers to say yes, but the appeal of Snapchat is the privacy. Stuff doesn't stay there, it can't come back to bite you. Okay, it's irresponsible networking, if you ask my opinion, because you're not held accountable for what you're doing. But it's big. That's what the youth wants. They want to be carefree. They want to be young. They don't want to think about stuff like that, and that's why that works.
So, I mean, like, we've got limited manpower. Shay is amazing, but there is only one Shay
Oh, yeah.
now.
You don't have to be on all of them.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Do we need to be everywhere?
So what do you need to do? Find out where your audience is and go there. That's what you need to do.
How do we find that out for sure? Because I think we've got a good idea and we're focusing where we can with our limited manpower. But how do we double check and make sure we're not wrong? How do I know that I should be spending more time on YouTube? Or now that you say Vine is growing, should I be spending some time on Vine instead of Periscope?
So
How do I check this?
hard labor. So literally going when you're having an event, when you've got students going, what do you use? What do you use? What do you use?
Okay,
What
so
do you use?
surveying.
Surveying.
Alright, let's set one up.
That's the only
So
way.
our general
That's the
ones.
only way. And find out how often they use it. How often do you use Snapchat? That was like Mixit, right? Snapchat's actually just taken Mixit's place.
Yeah.
That's all it's done. And Mixit was still massive, guys. Last year, I mean, none of us used Mixit, but Mixit was still massive last year. Massive.
Because it's in that.
I don't know. I'll only know when they release. I don't know if Snapchat's taken away from Mixit.
Isn't Mixit more than for? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like the rural
Usually when you
communities.
don't have a smartphone, that was like
Yeah, like the less.
Isn't it still one of the most popular brands in South Africa?
No.
Moved off now.
But interesting enough, the age demographic changed last year.
Like mix it.
Went
older.
higher.
Or because people are growing with the brand.
Possibly. It's a good answer.
Because I mean, if you think about it, you were saying that people own a smartphone, but they don't own a toothbrush. So those kids, they want to, even though they want people, they'll get the smartphones, but the parents are staying to what they know. So they're staying with Mixin and the cheaper
And that
phones.
brings us back to what would they rather spend their money on?
Mm.
And you need to get them to focus on you, right?
Mm.
What is that cool factor? I'd rather lose my toothbrush than lose my phone. What is that cool factor? See the nods. Okay. I think that's the starting point. I don't know if that's the right starting point. It's something you guys need to decide internally. I think leadership is key. Again, going back to that stat where 42% of them want to own their own businesses in 5 years. That's a really important statistic. They want to be game changers. They want to be the next big thing. Every single one of them wants to be important. How are you going to help them get there?
What would, like, if we had to just put an age to it, would the youth be? Like, what, between what age group?
Youth changes.
Mm.
Again, youth culture changes. The youth decide who the youth are. I mean, 4 years ago, Malema was still considered youth. That may have changed. But that was, how old was he? Like 28, 29? Back then? I don't know. How old is he now? I don't know.
No, it was in his late 20s, about 4 years ago.
But they still saw him as youth. But the youth changes with every single generation. So you need to find out, for you guys, you got a certain age group that you're targeting. Then just focus on that age group. Don't try and make it too broad. Bring it down. If you know you're targeting 18 to 24-year-olds, focus on that age group. If you want to do long-term planning and you're thinking, maybe I need to target the 16 and 17-year-olds because they're coming into the age group I want to look at, that's fine too. We do that with some of our branding as well. We know that they are our target market, so we need to start prepping them. Think about school rugby festivals, okay? The scouts go there and they start signing kids up at what age? 15, 16? They're already signed into a Sharks, Bulls, Western Province. That's only going to happen in like 4, 5, 6 years time, right? But they've already started prepping them and started planning for them. But I think that's broader strategy. I think you need to first get the smaller strategy right before you start looking long-term strategy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Okay, then I've got one more video and then we are done with this session. Shay, you saw this video. This video, it drives me. And see if you know what they're even talking about before the video ends. It's about the journey. It's about the emotion. It's everything we've discussed. It's about evoking emotion and taking someone on that journey with you and making them part of what you're doing. Like you will, for me, I feel like I'm part of the emotion of this build-up.
Alô, oi filho, tudo bem? E aí, cabeça? Tá feliz? Tá feliz, né? Tô. Claro que tá. Eu já tinha importante como sempre foi na nossa vida. Então, hoje, corra. Corra como se fosse o último dia da sua vida. Corra como fosse um cara louco atrás da felicidade. Corra pela sua família, pelos seus amigos. Seja feliz hoje, brinque de futebol. Ok? Tá bom? Mas tem uma coisa. É importante que você não se poupe.
absolutely love this video, and the reason why is because yes, it's about the headphones, but it's so much more. They've tapped into a passion. It's soccer, and we might think we're passionate about soccer, but Europeans are like, it's what they live and breathe. It's their religion, as you saw, the prayers, the superstitions, and doctor, they didn't sell you anything. What did they sell you? They sold you the story. They didn't sell you the headphones. They sold you the story.
It's almost like a reminder advert of another selling.
There's also it's part like almost how a brand sells itself. So if the brand itself knows where it is and who it is and what its identity is, then them being passionate about their own brand gives us permission and justification to be passionate about it as well.
Exactly.
Just out of interest, the band that does that is called the X Ambassadors, and that ad shot them into quite a different level in the music industry. And another one of their songs has been used in another advert for Jeep, because the Jeep does a car called Renegade, and they've got a song called Renegades, and that song has now been used in that ad, and that song is now in the charts. So it's built like another story. But music, if you want to ever tell somebody's story and evoke emotions, you watch a horror story or you watch a beautiful story with and without music, and it's completely different. And we're in that, we've got the music.
Yeah, and also if you go with the whole, even like in a different genre, but with the McDonald's taking Justin Timberlake's song, it's the opposite. So it's not the song made the artist famous, it's the artist made the brand more famous. Just
Exactly that.
and that the music evokes that emotion in you that makes you believe in it. Sort of like how you play this.
I honestly think that VW and the Bell song, the music in the background, it kills me. That VW song kills me. And that's it, guys.
Thank you.
So go and be inspired.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
That was really
Are there any
awesome.
other questions? I think we've answered a lot today. Hey? Everyone happy? Shay, any questions?
No, I think God knows.
Did you learn anything today?
I did.
I always get worried that you don't learn anything. So one of these days you're going to be teaching me.
From you.
Thanks so much for tapping in via Skype.
I
wonder why Gab's actually is not here.
So today we should. The virtual relationship that we have, eh?
Alright, cool. That's awesome, guys.
Thanks, Sharon. I'll end the call again.
Cool.
Cheers, Sharon. Bye.
Can I tell you that I did not time that? At all. That's so bad.
What's that?
3:01. I did not time this presentation at all.
That's pretty good going.
Because they stole the computer, so I had to redo the presentation yesterday because it wasn't saved on the server because I was working on it.
When did they start?
Yesterday. They broke into our office on Thursday.
Yeah.
And our designers, Mac, everything, the design studio, everything was gone. And then my computer and another girl's computer, Courtney, also were late, so we just left our laptops because we think that it would be safe there. They broke in through the window and just walked in and just took the stuff, and they'd broken in next door, so the police were busy there while they were breaking into our office. Yeah. So this is a new laptop that they gave me yesterday lunchtime. And I only started working on the presentation again at 5. So I was like sitting there, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get this done. I didn't even time it.
I went to listen and I was thinking, when if you're at home, like, frantically trying to put this presentation
Oh.
together, I went, Lisa's on that.
No, it was that, and then like,
Okay.
so,
I was thinking of you last.
but it's quite funny that it worked out quite well on the timing.
Worked out good.